Disciplinary literacy is a lot like a plate of pasta. There are a lot of elements in which are involved in the creation of pasta. At times, it can be intimidating to think about what it takes to enjoy a plate of pasta from start to finish. This is similar to disciplinary literacy and the fact that teachers are often intimidated by all of the components that are incorporated into teaching it. Pasta is seen in restaurants all around the world, just as disciplinary literacy is seen in the classroom. Disciplinary literacy helps a student to gain complex content knowledge that is meaningful to a specific discipline such as science. Students must combine the ability to read, write, speak, and think in order to focus on specific reading and writing tools that are used in disciplines. The first thing we're going to look at on my analogy is at the bottom where you see caution: consuming raw or uncooked meats may increase your risk of foodborne illness. This is similar to the risks of author bias, where authors can be seen simply providing their readers with their version of the truth. And it is the reader's responsibility to question his or her own beliefs and assumptions while determining what is true or not true in the text. This coincides with the democratic responsibility of the teacher, which is to teach students to be smart consumers of knowledge. This involves questioning the text, questioning the author, questioning their own understanding, and accepting that their views might change. The second aspect we're going to look at is the plate, which is going to be what holds the noodles that you are eating. This is similar to the way teachers present nonfiction text to students in the classroom. It is important for teachers to think about how they are going to scaffold the knowledge and support student learning. The next section we are going to look at is the sauce. Whatever sauce you decide to put on your pasta defines what kind of pasta it is. For example, if you put spaghetti sauce on your noodles, you are making spaghetti. And if you put Alfredo sauce on your noodles, you are making Alfredo noodles. When looking at discipline-specific strategies, those are unique tools that experts in a discipline use to engage in that discipline. The next area we will look at is the knife. As you cut through your noodles, you are overlapping your sauce, your meat, your noodles, your cheese. This is similar to cross-cutting concepts when reading and using disciplinary literacy. Those cross-cutting concepts are what bridge themselves between disciplines and allow students to make disciplinary connections between multiple disciplines. Next to the knife, we have the fork. And in the fork, you're going to use that fork to pick up your pasta and guide it to your mouth. This is similar to when you are going to be using content literacy skills. Students can learn to use general reading skills such as summarization, questioning, and visualization. And these are things that students can do to understand the content, and it can be applied across multiple subjects. For disciplinary literacy to take place, students need to have foundational reading skills and content area literacy to essentially survive. Content area literacy refers to the ability to use reading and writing to learn the content in a discipline and general strategies that can be applied across different content areas. The next area we are going to look at is the noodles. The noodles, there are so many different types of them, including rigatoni, macaroni, linguine, and many more. The type of noodle you use in a pasta is typically selected when choosing the sauce. And these two elements coincide because they make up the base of the pasta. When looking at Tier 3 vocabulary, Tier 3 vocabulary are words that are low frequency and occur in specific disciplines. And you will use Tier 3 vocabulary while using discipline-specific strategies to help in becoming an expert in a particular discipline. The next area we're going to look at is the meatballs or the meat of your pasta. The meat of the pasta can vary in complexity, so children ages 7 to 8 may not enjoy any meat at all and simply want butter noodles. Children ages 10 to 11 may be huge fans of meatballs with their spaghetti. And teenagers may even be adventurous and want to try shrimp on their pasta. All of these increase in complexity and differ. And this is similar to text complexity of nonfiction texts because the text complexity includes qualitative evaluation of the text, quantitative evaluation of the text, and matching the reader to task and text. This brings up the idea of rigor and relevance. Rigor means a reader is thinking deeper and with more complexity, while relevance is what keeps the attention of the reader and why it matters to the reader. Text complexity is influenced by both quantitative and qualitative factors. So those quantitative factors include aspects of vocabulary and syntax, while qualitative factors include aspects such as ideas presented, structure, language, and prior knowledge. The reader themselves also play a role in the text complexity in regards to their interests, level of maturity, and readiness level. Text structure refers to the manner in which the text is organized in a written text. And some aspects of text structure include visuals and headings. In specific disciplines, there are certain kinds of text structures that can be commonly found. The next area we will look at is the napkin. The napkin signifies nonfiction reading strategies. As I previously mentioned, the fork represents our content literacy skills, such as summarizing, questioning, and visualizing. So, when you pick up a bite of pasta, the fork guides the food into your mouth. Well, unfortunately, there are times when young kiddos, or even some adults, are unable to guide the entire bite into their mouth. This is where the napkin comes in. They have to use their napkin to wipe the mess off their face. This shows that the child needs to practice using their fork to improve their ability to guide an entire bite of food into their mouth. As a teacher, there are strategies we can use that will assist us in formatively assessing how our students are thinking while reading nonfiction text. There are strategies you can use before, during, and after. Some before reading strategies include possible sentences, KWL 2.0, and somebody wanted but so. Ultimately, these strategies make the invisible thinking process visible. This allows teachers to better understand their students' content literacy skills, as well as identify those areas where the students may need some improvement. The final aspect we're going to look at on our analogy is the cheese. So adding cheese to the top of pasta is typically based off of preference. So some restaurants may have a waiter with the cheese shredder that'll say, just tell me when, and whoever ordered the pasta just has to say the word when the cheese is enough. The moment in which they say when depends on how much they want and what's appropriate for them. The way the amount of cheese is approached can vary based off of many circumstances. For example, is the person lactose intolerant? Are they on a particular eating regimen? Or are they simply a cheese fanatic who wants a bunch of cheese? When looking at disciplinary literacy, it is important for instruction to fit the needs of students, and those needs change as students grow and developmental appropriateness changes. These changes can impact the way disciplinary literacy is approached in the classroom. One thing that's not pictured on my analogy, but is also very important, is the menu. So at a restaurant, they have the ability to choose how they lay out their menu, the structure of it, what it looks like. And this is very similar to the structure of nonfiction text. It is important to look at the way information within the text is written or originized. This helps students understand that a text might present a main idea and details, a cause and then its effects, or different views of a topic.